Hello and welcome to Stanton Gossip. You guys might know us from Straight Outta Stanton. If this is, well, this has to be the first time you're listening to this one because we decided to try and shorten our main podcast, which is Straight Outta Stanton, by chopping off the Stanton Gossip part and making it standalone, much shorter version of the podcast, basically, which will also be weekly. And this is the one where we only touch on content creators doing some really interesting stuff, either good or bad in our opinion, that you might want to pay attention to. And just before I let Mr. MasoKast say anything, I'm just gonna put a little thing there. I want to state that we are not going to touch on any weekly, monthly, yearly reports or how else do they call it? Like like a lot of content creators just go through
Summaries.
summaries, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my fellow co-host on the other side, Mr. MasoKast, which you can find him on twitch.tv/MasoKast. And my name is JustCheg. You can find me on Twitch TV/JustCheg. Unlike the other one, I will do it here and I'm going to do it right at the beginning. If you like what we do, please feel free to click that subscribe button. Surprised you for sure.
Yeah, it really surprised me. That's my job.
I know,
You're
right?
stealing all the jobs now.
Yeah, so it helps us a lot. It helps the channel grow. We're brand new, and yeah. But if you don't like it, obviously dislike and all that. Feel free to throw comments under there. We do read all of them, and we definitely reply to all of them. As a matter of fact, this week's episode, I am having a rough conversation with one of our viewers, which hopefully will end up being friendly, with each other, which is yeah. All right, what's up, Maso?
Oh, not too much. But yeah, like as Cheg was saying, this is basically where we display just how much of an unhealthy amount of Star Citizen content we consume. But yeah, as he said, this will be kind of stuff that just kind of jumped out to us as interesting. If you are listening to this and you also have cool stuff that you've seen or listened to throughout the week, feel free to throw it down in the comments for sure.
Please do.
I will not promise that I respond to every comment, but I do read them.
We read them. That's the thing. Like sometimes a comment is like, "Hey guys, good job," or "Bad, you did this bad," or whatever, and then we'll
Or
just
this
react.
isn't a podcast. This is a YouTube talk show,
Which I will ignore, but Maso might not. Well,
No.
technically, we'd not even ignore those. Like we would change the
that was
name
from
to
Reddit.
talk show and whatnot, right? So yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So to
Pedants.
start it off, because we are not going to touch on any weekly, monthly, previews.
The monthly report just came out. We'll deal with that on Sunday because there's a
Yes.
ton of information in there. So Sunday is when we do our main podcast, and yeah, there's just too much cool shit in there for me to not talk about.
Oh, we're
for a
definitely
long
talking
time.
about that for sure. But
yeah,
but also like other content creators that do that, I am going to tell you who does it, or we like came up with these 4 people, and then if you have anyone else who does it, please tell us, because even though we don't want to talk about it in Stanton Gossip, we do digest this, right? Is that how you say it, right? Yeah. So Newbie is back. We're going to talk about that. So he does the short ones. Like he will literally listen to everything very patiently, and we'll turn the whole 1 hour or 20-minute show into like 1, 2, 3 minutes, like very, very well set up. Like you'll hear only what you need to hear, without any of his thoughts about it or anything like that. He's just very military way. No surprise, because right, he's actually
and he has been struggling, because he's been deployed, and he's been struggling with YouTube. Something about YouTube security wasn't letting him post, even though he had like 2-factor authentication, was doing like all these resets, and so we haven't been able to see anything from Noobify for a while. But it seems like he's back. I haven't actually watched that though.
I watched everything, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. So Noobify, Mike does it as well. Salty Mike. He does it on weekly and monthly basis, where he just does it on its own. There's no viewers or anything like that. Every Monday he does his own. We have Board Gamer, who does it daily.
Mm.
hourly. I'm kidding, but like
Yeah.
he does it a lot.
Yeah.
Of course, he goes over everything, so you will see his if
Yeah.
you look around.
Super Mac Brothers did it.
Every week,
Yeah.
and and then I think that Tomato is kind of new to it. I think,
He is kind of new to it. I think
yeah,
this is maybe his second like update video. And like I was actually just saying to Chegg off stream that like I like watching these like breakdowns by different content creators because they have different interests and they tend to focus on different things. So when I listen to them, like when I listen to them all, I hear like different things kind of jump out at me. So I think that's pretty cool.
they accent
So
like completely different because they're interested in
yeah,
different types of gameplay. So
totally.
yeah, someone will more focus on like combat stuff, someone more on like trading or
Yeah.
whatever, mining, and
So if you're
professional stuff.
crazy like us, watch them all.
Yeah, watch or listen, because most of
Yeah,
the time I just listen to this while I'm doing
that's
something
true.
else.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah. I'm usually working and I'm listening in the background. But
never
yeah.
never enough content for Star Citizen.
But as for the actual topics for those, like I said, like the monthly report and whatnot, we'll go over in detail
Yes,
on Sunday.
absolutely. Well, for you, Monday, YouTube, right? When we
Yeah.
upload and all that.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so CIG did again. We're not going to do any CIG stuff. So any official stuff that all goes for Straight Out Stanton, which is our main podcast. But this is worth mentioning. Just just want to throw it out there because March 8th is International Women's Day. And it's beautiful that they actually made a short video, which you definitely should watch. And by the way, all the links, I don't want to say this every time, all of the links, everything we talk about is going to be or is as you're watching in the description down below. Click on that, show more. All the links are always sorted out with the description, and if you're interested, go over them. Click on them, throw follows. If nothing else, throw follows to these people because that's in the end what helps everyone. And it's free.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
yeah, go for it. Go for it.
CIG did that the spotlight of the just did like some cool video interviews with like some of the women that work there, and they also had like their in-game avatars doing kind of, so they do like a real life scene and then like an in-game scene. I thought it was really fun, but
It's
that's
great,
definitely worth checking out.
and
Yeah,
it's very encouraging because the truth
very
is,
uplifting. Yeah,
yeah, the truth is in gaming industry, I'm gonna say like there's more and more um, women playing games for sure,
yeah,
which is really
just
cool. Streaming as well and all that. It's and I am like, we're not gonna go into depth about this, but I firmly believe that as a streamer, maybe the initial kick, the initial reaction might help if you're a female streamer, but like staying on top of the game, like gaining viewership, staying there with high numbers and all that, in my personal opinion, it's definitely easier if you're a dude.
oh
Um,
way do.
yeah,
And you don't have to deal with all the shit.
makeup
Like
stuff. Like a few days ago, I was like, imagine every
I
time I was
wasn't even
watching
talking about
Dodger.
that.
My God,
I'm thinking of the harassment they have to deal with.
that's another level, right?
Yeah,
Uh, that happens to guys as well. You might be
yeah.
surprised, but it happens. We
Hmm.
might talk about this once. I
I've
had
never
some
been
crazy
stalked.
stories. Well, I cannot say the same.
Okay.
I mean, look at this fabulous face, obviously. But true
Anyway,
story, like stuff happens. But yeah, for sure, it's more difficult for female part of content creation population. What is really great, the same goes for well, that's not great, obviously. The same states for the video game development industry, where there's definitely more dudes, I would say, and
there is.
these, I don't know how many, there's about maybe up to 10 girls in this video, and they are very supportive and encouraging
Yeah.
to
It's the,
other, yeah,
I just have to interrupt a little bit because, like, I think that's the other thing is like um the amount of women involved in the games industry has been increasing rapidly behind the scenes for a decade now, you know, and it was kind of, but that's the thing, like you don't, oftentimes they aren't kind of showcased. So it was really cool with this video to see, you know, like, you know, they these are kind of the women that are in the games industry and are doing cool stuff. And yeah,
Yes,
I just
very
thought it
cool
was fun.
stuff. And they go through what they do and all that. So please, for the other videos, it's up to you, obviously. But this one, I think everyone should go and check it out. And just if you liked it, drop that follow, because I'm sure these girls are going to go and check this, and it's gonna feel good for them if the video has a lot of upvotes and and whatnot. It's kind of
Yeah,
cool.
it's important to show our support,
Yeah,
right?
for sure, because they do amazing stuff. Well, one of my
Yeah.
favorite developers of CAG, well, designers, she's not with the CAG anymore, but Sarah,
Oh,
who, of
yeah.
course, like, she's amazing. And whenever she's
It is.
like talking about stuff that she does and all that, it's such a good thing. And
And her art is just like
Mm.
unreal.
Yeah.
But yeah,
All right.
Fortnitely Frontier.
Yep.
We
So
we forgot to talk about this on our last podcast.
I can't believe.
Yeah, the other thing that we watched, and this is a little stale now, but Fortnitely Frontier with I'm gonna bastardize his name just and
Sorry, can you bastardize
Meyer.
his name again? I had to change the Discord server.
Yarge.
Darionator. Yeah.
Darionator and Meyer, they had Xylo on their show and did kind of like an hour and a bit long interview with him, and that was super cool. We totally forgot to talk about it on Sunday because it was I think it was over a week ago now, but yeah, that one, absolutely check that out. Xylo, especially after watching this latest episode.
Can you,
with
for those who
him-
don't know who Xylo is, just briefly?
Tyler Witkin is the head of community
Head community
engagement?
manager. Yeah.
Community manager or something like that in CIG. And yeah, man, just like what an amazing dude. Like every time I see him on a podcast, it's just like I can't think of a better person to be kind of the community manager. He's just got such a level-headed view on the industry, a very level-headed view on criticism
Feedback.
and feedback, and like the way he describes how they take all the feedback and turn it into data and like and analyze things and stuff like that just makes me think like, man, we are in good hands when it
Yes.
comes to like who's listening, how they're listening, what sort of advice they're taking, and yeah, and then through it all, just like having the most mellow and level-headed kind of like outlook on all of it, even when people are being like, I mean, salty is going to be generous. When people are being downright mean, he's just like most kind of like understanding dude, and it was really cool to see him on this episode. So yeah, I think I can't believe we forgot about it because like
Yeah, I'm
one of
mind
the
blown
best,
as well.
yeah,
And
it's one of the best episodes of any podcast I've seen in a long time. So
also, Fortnitely Frontier does that as well. Xylo can pull strings, man. They had Pedro Camacho before, which is also who is a music designer for many things, but also
yeah.
And I want to say just one more thing about Xylo. So he worked as community. Well, he started working as QA for Blizzard back in the days, and he grew out of QA position into community role and community management, and then left Blizzard to try. It's a great story. He talks about all of this. This is why you should listen to it. He talks about leaving Blizzard, and Blizzard actually, like, love it or hate it, they're a very successful company.
Yeah.
And he explains how
and
Blizzard,
they made some cool games.
Yeah. And Blizzard letting him go and telling him, go get some knowledge, and if you want to come back, the doors are open. And that was his idea. He's gonna go to this small studio and starts a thing.
Experience.
And it was shocking. He almost quits and goes back. He was ready to get back to Blizzard, but talking to people in CIG made him stay for a little bit longer and see how it goes for like 2 weeks longer and whatnot. And now he's, I would say Xylo is a pillar of their
absolutely. Yeah.
And our link, because he's active in the Twitch chats and he's watching YouTube videos and everything.
Don't spoil too much of the episode.
No. That's it. You should and the important thing, just like with the first video of Women of CIG, he encourages you. if you have any idea of working in the industry, he gives a little bit of tips, and he's like, you can do it. Like, this is how you do it as well, which is really nice. These people are sharing their experience and giving you hints on how to try and become part of the industry. Great stuff. Definitely must listen. Amazing. Thank you, Darionator and Meyer, for bringing Zyla in.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I'm
jealous.
I'll say this. I was in a couple of Zylo streams, and I was there when Darionator and Zylo were finalizing the date for this one.
Oh,
That's so cool. And so, like, the way he does that also live on his stream is like super chill. It's just mind blowing. Like, head down
yeah.
for Mr. Zylo. Okay, so the next one will be Star Jump. We talked about Star Jump before. They make these amazing videos. They make 3D models of ships that either are or not yet in the game, with like very detailed model that spins around in the black.
Incredibly detailed.
Holy crap! And I keep saying, like, how the crap does he make it? You know.
Yeah.
So this time there's Endeavor, which by itself is a masterpiece of Miss Polaris, which I had when I was watching this live on my stream. I had someone who has Polaris and is waiting for it. It's like, this is mouth-watering, drooling. Like, I need it. And it's so cool because it opens up.
Okay. Skip to the Kraken. The Kraken was the highlight.
Fuck, man. There's Kraken, and I said something. I don't even want to say this anymore. Everyone knows I don't like Drake ships, but man, Kraken, especially when you see it like this, right, in 3D, you're like, I want this,
dude. Yeah, like, it is an epic ship.
I want to have it. I don't even like big ships, but I want to have it. I want to land on it. You know, I want to dock to it. It looks so good. And
I'm
he
gonna
had
jump back
Carrack.
to the Endeavor there for a second, because like, it looked cool, but there's still certain parts on there that, like, they seem a little bit rough still. Like, just like,
Yeah. What?
I don't know. Like the engine nacelles are very just like cylindrical. So it's real. This isn't a criticism on him. This is just like, I think the data that we have so far and the art that we have so far on the Endeavor
Might be a bit behind.
It's a bit behind. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if the Endeavor ends up looking a little bit different than that. Like, now that the MISC style guide is a little bit more established, and probably will be even more established by the time it gets to when they're building out the Endeavor. It was pretty cool though. Like, it's cool to see just how big that ship is. But like, for me, the highlight of this video was absolutely the Kraken. Like, the Kraken they knocked that one out of the park with this model. Like, it's so cool. It's so detailed, and yeah, like, you can just picture that thing kind of like looming over your head in the game, and yeah.
This is 2-minute video that will spark your imagination for hours. It's crazy. And to avoid confusion, I will also link. So there will be 2 links to Star Jump. The first one is a 2-minute video that we're talking about. The second one is 45-minute long breakdown of how he does it. It's in a podcast format, kind of. And there is, if you like, check it out, check the channel. There's more of these models, but also there's a first episode of how he does all this. So if you're interested in that, definitely, you can listen to it. He breaks it out into details. All right, that's Star Jump. Now,
board gamer. I couldn't. I tried. I'm gonna be a little bit. I'm gonna throw. I don't know if this is throwing shade or if it's just criticism. I'm gonna try to make it constructive with Board Gamer. He's been trying lately to do a new format where he and Zin kind of have these conversations about different kind of like meatier topics in Star Citizen, a little bit more speculative. This one specifically had a great title. I was really interested at first, called what was it, Star Citizen's problem with release dates, or CIG's problem with release dates, something like that.
He didn't really
And
deliver on that though.
no, I just really feel like the conversation feels really forced, and you can
Mm.
tell that, like, for me anyways, from my perspective, I felt like I could tell that Board Gamer basically knew the answer to every question that he was asking to Zin, because he's a maniac and follows this game
Yeah.
like crazy. And it just, like, for me, this one fell flat. It felt really forced. The conversation didn't feel genuine. It felt like like Ford was just basically knew all the answers and was trying to guide the line of
It
conversation.
definitely felt
And
on rails, right?
yeah, like,
Even if it
for me,
maybe it
I didn't finish
wasn't,
it. I couldn't finish it.
but oh,
I
I
just
did.
wasn't
I
doing
did.
it for me.
So it's interesting because they disagree, but it does feel on rails. Um, so this video is Board Gamer and Zin. Zin is she's cool. I mean, I like the fact that Zin is slowly becoming part of Star Citizen
Sure.
content creation. She's a
Yeah.
super
Sure.
cool person, and for those who don't know, Board Gamer is arguably the biggest content creator for Star Citizen. For I mean, he deserves it. There's no doubt. I have respect for
Yeah.
this guy for
The
sure.
guy works hard.
And Zin is his editor, so he's finally paying someone to edit his videos, which is good because they were not edited at all, like the absolute zero effort, as Masa would say. Um, but now he's trying to implement. So Zin needs to know more about Star Citizen to edit stuff properly, and I agree with that. I think it's good that he's implementing her in his gameplay videos and whatnot. They stream sometimes together. She starts playing the game.
Mm,
And she says that bluntly, openly there, which I like about her. She's like, I
yeah.
am more excited about Squadron 42 because I like single player games more.
Mm,
Which is kind of cool and eventually might evolve
sure.
to a good situation where you have counter to Board Gamer, because Board Gamer definitely, just like me, is more oriented towards MMO
Yeah.
side of it, right? And you, I
Yeah.
think, like you want what, but like still MMO is there, like what you're there for more. I might be wrong, but like
Yeah.
yeah.
No, for sure. Yeah. Like, I'm more here for the MMO. The single player is a bonus.
Yeah.
Kind of like a nostalgia trip down memory lane for me.
And she's really more about that. So it's kind of cool to see that, but you know how I feel about it? I think it's on rails, even if it's true, it makes you doubt it. But it might be true. You know what I mean? She might feel like that. She might
You
say
know
what
what?
she
Like,
needs,
uh,
what she wants.
as far as I'm aware, this is still like they're like early
Learning
on
process.
in their attempt to kind of like do this kind of like a format. So it's possible that
Yeah.
that'll get a little bit more genuine later on. But yeah,
The whole idea
I
feels
couldn't.
forced though. Yeah, I can't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, and I just, like, maybe it's because I couldn't get all the way through it, but I felt like the title was a little bit clickbaity
It
too,
is,
personally,
definitely.
because, like, really didn't think like the conversation really had anything to do with that. You know,
It's like you're
such a good
right.
title.
It's like
It
more
had such a good
colorful
title.
version of him saying what he feels, because now there's another person and it's like male female voice,
Yeah,
like yeah, you're right. But it's there if you want to listen to it.
it's there.
There's a
Yeah,
link.
you can give it a shot.
It
Feel
doesn't
free to
hurt to
disagree.
check it out. You might like it because a lot of people
Yeah,
like it.
yeah.
A lot of people like Board Gamers videos. So yeah, definitely worth mentioning. Okay, the next one is Inforunners did an episode on cargo.
No, no, no. You have to say the title because that's kind of part of the issue I had with the video. It's how can we fix cargo or
Yeah.
something, or fixing cargo or something like that.
I have a problem with Inforunners doing this all the time. They're like there's a unless if they're always fixing something, dude. Like they're
Mm.
fixing your fleet, they're
Well,
fixing the ship.
that's you know what, like, fix your fleet, fine. Those guys know that store inside and out, man. Like those episodes,
Sure, I
yeah.
disagree with that idea, but sure. It has a lot of value. The problem that well, we talked about this actually.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just missing it, but like for me, there's also how I feel about the ship. But they're
Mhm.
fixing your fleet only by through
Yeah.
economy. That's it. Like only economy,
Totally.
nothing else.
That is true. Yeah, that is true. But like that was like that's legit. And like
Sure.
honestly, if you follow a lot of their advice for like the upgrade chains and
Oh,
stuff
you're
like
gonna,
that, you
yeah,
can legitimately save money.
for
So like
100%.
but
But there
like
is value.
fixing cargo, okay.
But that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Like their videos are like, how can we
Yeah.
fix Retaliator? And I'm like, don't touch my ship. I'm sorry. It's fine. Don't, I don't, and
Yeah.
I don't like that idea of how we fix something that CAG does in general, but it is there. And then
Mhm.
again, keep in mind, like when we do this, this is our well, in this case, my personal opinion about something. That does not mean, like, there's a reason we have these videos here. They have value, and people who make them work hard on it. I don't
Yeah.
want to, like, I want to make my honest opinion about it. That doesn't mean that I don't like these people or I disrespect their channel or anything like that. Please keep that in mind. All of
Yeah.
this is in a complete, it's actually like we're a small channel, sure, but like, someone might get a little bit of a spotlight from us as well. Why not? um yeah, so about the episode that itself, well, it's important to mention that they announced a new Inforunner,
Paste tomato.
who is an amazing content creator.
Yeah.
High value in, like, holy, the production is just through the roof.
Mhm.
And if we're looking at like Inforunner roster expanding, they scored a big one with this.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah.
However, the topic itself, they did not fix anything, right?
No.
It's
All they
more
really said was like
known
stuff
stuff,
that
known
CIG
issues.
is already planning on doing. Like
Yeah.
for the most part. Yeah. Yeah.
I did not
This
feel
was
like
another
they
one.
sparked any ideas. It's more like what we
No.
expect, and like that. Yeah.
No, this like I was kind of hoping that we would have seen kind of more of some suggestions of what they could do in the short term to get cargo running or just like make it kind of more interesting in the current incarnation of the game. But all I really heard from this was like kind of just iterations on what they've already kind of either announced that they're planning on doing or have mentioned. Yeah, this one was another one that kind of fell flat with me, and that's saying something because I love hauling cargo. I really miss space trucking.
I
I
miss it
like a
too,
lot of
Mo.
aspects of the game, but like, like, and I've been on record even on our last show saying like, like all this attention to mining and like, come on, cargo, like just give. I don't even care if we get a full dynamic economy. Really, like all they would really have to do to make me happy at this point would be to go into their XML or whatever they have for the lists of commodities and just throw a bunch more in there and make it so that there was a little bit more of a dynamic
They
kind
even
of route
have,
system.
but the problem is that, and that they touch on this. So the video in a way shows the issues with cargo, which is okay.
Mhm.
It just
Yeah,
doesn't give a solution.
we all know that.
Yeah, but there's a lot of issues now that people might not know. Like currently, there's only two commodities that are profitable, which is scrap
Mm,
and laranite. And
that's
and
fair. I
that's
didn't actually know that.
crazy. Like there's so many commodities. There's like
Yeah.
20 plus, and they're just useless. They're just like freaking placeholders.
Yep. And all you can do is haul them to two places now. You can't even really sell anything anywhere else,
Yeah,
especially now that Levski's gone.
yeah. So it's kind of cargo is
You
in a,
can't sell at Port Olisar anymore. You can't. Can
yeah.
you sell at Grimhex? I haven't tried.
I did not sell anything there in a while.
Yeah.
I did, but not like cargo,
Yeah.
the boxes. Yeah.
But anyways, yeah. Like the thrust of the episode, I don't know, wasn't particularly illuminating. I thought, but yeah.
Yeah, I'll be a dickhead and I'll say I don't really feel like Execute brought anything to the show, but I guess it's easier with three people than two, because most of the conversation was between Paul Shelley, Astropub,
Mm,
and Space Tomato, and yeah, well,
yeah.
yeah, but definitely, if nothing else, check it out because hey, Tomato is a new member of Inforunners. It's like almost like NBA team getting
Yeah.
all
Or
the known
if
is
you
getting
don't
traded.
know, here is the thing. Like if you don't know kind of where CIG is planning on heading with cargo. A lot of what they talk about in this video is like
Future of
pretty
cargo
good
hauling.
idea about where they're going. So,
True.
so if you're new,
Good.
check that out. And a lot of what they're talking about is legit.
Oh, let me just touch on something. I don't know, like, did you watch the whole thing? Because at some point
No.
they start talking about push pull, and
Mhm.
I think
I
Execute
got to
actually
that part. Yeah.
says, yeah, he's like, I'm glad that they implemented push pull already. Isn't push pull? That's not push pull. That's like throwable objects. What he's talking about, like push pull, is that you can like pull yourself towards a ship and push yourself
No.
away.
That's 0G push pull.
Oh, so he's right.
Yeah. Push
Okay,
pull.
because that was so confusing to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
And what's more exciting than that, if I'm honest, is the what do they call it, cooperative item movement or something like that. And that's where like
Mm.
like if a crate's too heavy, you have to have like two people kind of try to pick it up and move it.
Yeah, like
But
I just like, and to be honest, we don't have it here because it's a weekly review or whatever.
Yeah.
But Tomato talks about in his own video about what's coming, which is relatively soon, hopefully, which is physicalized SU cargo, which will
Yeah.
change everything. Like that's
Yeah.
oh my god, that's
Well,
so
and
big.
like I guess like all my kind of griping about like where's my cargo update or whatever, like could be coming then,
Yeah, but the cargo what's the name application where you can see like everything, all the prices and everything,
Oh,
that
I
was
can't remember what it's
moved
called.
from a map, and that
Yeah.
broke my heart back then, and they touched on that as well. So yeah, I
Mm.
mean, if you don't know much about cargo,
Okay.
it's a worthy episode
Well,
for
and
sure.
I'll finish it then too. I just would work. It was time to go home, so I just paused the video and I never picked it back up. But
You
yeah,
will not hear anything new because you
yeah.
know everything. Yeah.
I don't know everything.
No, you do. No, but like about cargo changes and what's coming, you know these
Yeah,
things. We
I
talked about
follow
this.
that pretty
Yeah.
closely because I'm interested in it for
But
sure.
sure, watch it until the end.
Yeah.
Why not? All right.
Captain's Table happened as usual on Saturday, and it
Strange.
was an episode. It's kind of neat to see some new faces on there. But the one thing that jumped out to me was one of the contributors on there was the second time on there is Toller Gaming. That guy's hilarious. So
He's good, man.
Yeah, like I really enjoyed pretty much everything he said. It was either funny or insightful or both.
Yeah, he's
Which
also a
was, yeah.
streamer. So this is a rare occasion where I find someone new on Paul Shelley's Astropub, Captain's Table. And I actually go to their Twitch channel and follow them. Polar Gaming is very, very interesting dude. Very good broadcaster. Relatively new to the whole shebang, but has been following the project forever. So he knows exactly what he's talking about, and really enjoyable person to listen to. I don't know if you agree, but like I
I
just
very
enjoy
much
it.
do. Yeah, absolutely.
Paul is brave, and he also brought another person who Odinson,
Yeah,
who is
first
not
time on there.
Yeah, so I want to give this guy some slack. He's not a content creator. First
time.
Yeah,
His first
it
time.
has to be. You have this experience as well.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Like, this is why, like, yeah, I get it. Like, I wasn't doing any streaming or anything when I asked Paul if I could go on Astropub, and I had a shit mic and I had no camera lights, and like I was super nervous, but
That's what
it was
yeah,
really
aiming
fun,
at.
and I'm really glad that like Paul gave me the opportunity because like I love doing that stuff. It turns out I love doing like podcasts and talking
would
about
say.
something I'm interested in. So yeah, I don't know. I
Big kudos to
cut him some slack. Yeah,
Mike and Paul for giving the microphone to either new
to
content
people who
creators
want
or
to
just people who are
jump on there.
people who like give the voice to the crowd.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good
And
to have
I can tell you too, like I don't know about for everybody else, but it's kind of nerve wracking going on like a show like that for the first time, where like, I was super nervous. So yeah.
I don't know if
Anyways,
you
like,
remember. I've been streaming for over 3.5 years now, and doing some YouTube every now and then and whatnot. We have a podcast, and and I went to Salty Mike's Answer the Call once,
Mm-hmm.
and I was nervous.
I was nervous my
Yes.
first time on Mike's show too, and like I'd been on a couple podcasts at that
Yeah,
point too. Like
exactly.
it wasn't even the first time I'd done it. It was just
It's not
yeah.
as easy as it sounds.
No,
And
it
I'm just
isn't.
gonna use this. Is Mike our next one? Well, he's gonna be our next one. But I
Sure.
just want to say this. I don't know if this guy will ever listen to our show, but anyways, there's a person who is super brave and very often calls for Answer the Call, and his name is Doc. And
Mhm.
he has, well, I don't want to like
He has a speech impediment.
yeah, exactly. And he doesn't want to like talk about this and all that, but some people in comments on Mike's YouTube are disgusting.
Yeah.
And I'm so proud of this guy. Like I don't know him, I never talked to him, but fucking I want him to be there every fucking time. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
because he has good points to say. Like you just have to be a little bit patient because it takes him a little bit to express himself.
Yeah, totally.
So whenever I see something like this, I'm like, fuck yeah, dude. Like go for it, man. Amazing. Imagine like for him it has to be even more difficult than for us. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
Okay. So speaking
We
of
do
which,
ATC next.
yeah,
Yeah.
ATC, and this will be a big one, right? So
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you go with this. This is
Wait, really?
no, I mean I
Oh,
can
okay.
do it, but you were so excited about it that I was like,
Well, yeah, okay.
let's just let's just Answer the Call is Salty Mike's weekly. He does it on Sunday. This is where he gives a topic, like a little bit of a broader topic, and then he expresses himself, and then his viewers are calling in, and they have like like short conversations, and a nice thing that he usually gets some of the either ex or current developers for CIG or other games on the show as well, so that we can have like more of an inside view of the issue. So for those who don't know what ATC is, so now go for it. Sorry.
So this one was titled "Should We Lose Stuff We Paid For?" But to be fair, or to be clear here, he says almost immediately into the episode that like it was a bad title. Bad title. He just didn't know what else to call it.
He literally said it's a clickbait.
Yeah.
I love
But
that for that.
the thrust kind of behind it was like, if you are a subscriber or you have paid for these pieces of armor and other kind of subscriber stuff in the game, should you be able to lose that? And then they kind of discussed, what their opinions are on that, and it kind of also migrated into ships as well. So like if you have paid real money for a ship, should you lose it? Is it bad that you get it back because that's essentially duping and stuff like that? It was an interesting conversation, but the entire time I was kind of pulling my hair out because nobody focused on what they've discussed as the counter to insurance fraud. Frankly, nobody. It took like I don't even know how many callers to even like bring up the whole insurance thing. But when they finally brought it, like they talk through all of this, and nobody talks about how CIG has mentioned that the economy, the quanta system, the dynamic economy, etc., will play a role in how fast you get your ship back,
and the distance from factory. Like
yes.
if you're in a faraway
exactly.
system,
well, that's part of it, right?
You'll wait forever. Well, quanta, I guess.
Yeah, like it has to be shipped to you, and like so again, yeah, I mean, like somebody, it was like the second to last caller or maybe the last caller mentioned basically that if you lose an Aurora, sure, you're probably going to get it back really quick because they're super common. But like it's not like there's like just 1,890 jumps sitting in a lot waiting for somebody to have their ship stolen so that they can ship it out. Like it's going to take time for that
I
to
wonder,
be built.
I guess you can be
shipped.
lucky for it to be there. But that's
maybe
I guess the more we play the game, the more of like you should have like if this is real scarcity, you know what I mean? Like then
Mhm.
if they have like 2890 jumps in line waiting for an insurance claim, that you might get your ship in 7 months real time or something like that.
Well, yeah, I mean, we
You
we
know?
don't really know, but they
Yeah.
have said that basically, like it'll be the economy that dictates how readily available that replacement ship is for you. So that's number one.
Mm.
But they also kind of talk about how, like, if people are just able to, I lost my 890 jump, claim it, get it back, and they talk about how that cheapens the ship, because you're just gonna, like, if your ship gets stolen by somebody, that person has an 890 jump, and you claim it, and you have your 890 jump, then that means that there's,
Wait, ninja.
yeah, if that keeps on happening, then eventually there's just 890 jumps everywhere. And the
That
problem
is
I
a
have with that,
legit problem, though.
no, but here's the thing. And here's the thing that nobody mentioned. Players are outnumbered by NPCs 9 to
Yes,
1.
but
So players losing ships, or potentially, quote, if you want to call it duping ships or whatever, like, you're such a small fraction of the ships that are out there and flying around,
mm,
that I just think that, like, the population difference is going to have an effect on, is going to minimize the effect of players exploiting a system like that.
okay. I cannot fully agree with this because you will have people with alt accounts printing ships. You will
I,
have them, and they
okay,
will.
okay, okay, okay. This let me just say the next point then, which is basically that they have also said that with the insurance system, it's like an insurance system in real life, where the more claims you make, the more expensive your deductible and your rates get, to a point where if you are making these claims repeatedly, it is going to become basically financially unfeasible for you to continue doing it. And
What if
so
you're
you can
just
have auto
clumsy and
accounts
you
all you
keep
want.
losing ships? That's the problem.
Well, suck less,
You
or
are
have somebody else drive.
you're a
Wow, I'm an
beautiful
abstract.
abstract painting.
I really am. I really don't know why OBS Ninja hates me all of a sudden.
I don't know. The voice is great though.
Yeah.
Um.
Well, it's totally
uh,
OBS Ninja. Like, the upload keeps dying on the
okay.
yeah.
Um.
Anyways,
Okay. I mean, yeah.
those are my thoughts on it. And
It's
it
interesting
was
that no one
weird to me that
touched on it like
nobody.
properly.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
agree.
Like, these are the methods that CIG has talked about, as being the
True.
counter to that. And, like, to be fair, with that, be as far as, like, the subscriber items, personal items, like armor and stuff like that, that I didn't have as much, to say about. Like, I think that is kind of a legitimate problem. Like, what happens if you have a
Mm.
rare, piece of armor, and it's something you paid for, and it gets looted off? I don't know what the solution to that is, but I'm much less worried about the ship situation.
Mm. Uh, Honestly, I'm not worried about any. They're gonna come up with something. But there was interesting to listen to because there was
Mhm.
someone who I think called for the first time, which is that's why there's so much value in these shows. Who actually
Oh, is it
broke down?
Reezer?
No, no, no.
Oh,
Who
see,
broke
Reezer,
down
I've
the
never heard him
whole?
before, and yeah,
No, he's at the end, I think. Or so
yeah.
someone who broke down the entire legal side of this, where if you paid real money for the ship and then someone
Oh,
steals it, and
yeah, that
then
was a
that's
really good.
that's a real life theft,
Yeah.
which is a felony in the state of wherever they. And I was like, what? I never fucking thought about this.
That is true, actually. And when that guy first started talking, I was like, "What the hell are you talking about?" But, like, then when I realized that he was
He's
talking
got a
about
point.
actual, like, legal points, I was like, "Whoa,
There's
I
gonna
never
be
thought about that."
people who are going to sue CIG, and they don't want to get into that. And
Well,
I like it because Mike's mind has changed a little bit throughout the show, and I like when that happens. When you're like a content creator, you have your strong opinion, and Mike is one of my favorite content creators when it comes to
mhm.
especially YouTube stuff about Star Citizen, but streams as well. And he has like he knows how to present his opinions, and it always sounds like he knows exactly what he wants. And then when
Yeah,
he through these conversations he
yeah,
admits when he like something changes his mind or something, which is really cool to
totally.
hear.
Like that's something that's so rare in our world
Yeah,
is when somebody is
I was
presented with
wrong.
new data, he changes his mind.
Yeah,
I mean that's super admirable for sure.
absolutely, I agree. I've
Um,
seen him do that, not often, because you actually need to, because his points are usually very strong and good, you know what I mean?
totally.
But I
Yeah.
see him do that. That's amazing.
And actually, shout out to Reezer. Reezer has shown up in our live chats for our
Every time since he
yeah,
starts
like
streaming it.
every podcast, and super appreciate his support. And it was really cool to hear him on ATC this time because, like, dude, he brought another really, really good counterpoint to a lot of the callers who called in. A lot of the callers were very much in favor of like very, I'm just going to call them punishing mechanics, as far as like if you have an item on you and you lose it, it's gone, no matter what. And Razor came in there, was just like, fuck that. Like,
I want to play
this
the
is a
game.
game.
Yeah.
Like if I have gone out of if I've achieved something and I have something that is a cool cosmetic that doesn't affect the game and is just something cool that I got and I want to show it off, let me show it off.
Yeah.
Like if it's just cosmetic and it doesn't affect anything,
Let
like
me keep the
fuck it.
skin.
It's a
And
game and I want to play and I want to show my shit off. I don't want it being collecting dust on my,
that's the
on my
point. That's the
shelf.
point. Because
Yeah.
yeah, that's something that we don't think about too often. Like you have something extremely rare. You know, like let's say even like hackers, you could play Diablo 2 and you get a really cool weapon, and you're like,
Mhm.
crap, I'm gonna keep this in the stash on my hardcore characters, because
Yeah.
if I die, I'm not having it anymore. Which beats the purpose of having a really cool weapon that you can wield
Totally.
and beat the shit out of demons or whatever.
Yeah.
So that's a good point. Also, when I heard Razor there, I thought he's super mad about something, but then I realized he might be from one of the surrounding countries where I am from. My wild guess is Romania, and then I was like, "Oh, he's just he's
It's
just
yeah.
expressing himself.
Yeah.
Nothing bad there." So keep
Yeah.
that in mind. He's not being mad or anything like that. It's just like how we speak in this region. It's
I
normal.
thought it was emphatic and I liked it.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, he
Oh,
was
right. And
excited. You know, like yeah.
oh, totally, yeah. And then one more thing, sorry to just rewind a whole bunch about the can you lose ships that you paid money for? Yeah, CIG's already addressed this and said that no, you will not lose a ship that you paid money for. But it's like a last resort insurance. So even if you didn't have insurance and you lost it somehow, you'd still be able to get it back, but it would be like not quick.
Okay.
you know, because they've said that like it's going to be insurance is going to be a very minor cost, and if you lost something because it wasn't insured, it's basically because you're an idiot.
Even
Uh,
line, man. Like if you fly
yeah.
out without insurance,
Oh yeah.
you're
Yeah.
just dumb.
And I like to be clear, I think there should be a degree of that, you know, because it does add some excitement, that
Yes.
risk to the reward, right?
Yo, the Dre
But
motherfuckers will not insure their ships because it costs peanuts to buy back.
yeah, well, yeah. Anyways, yeah, it was a good episode. It was definitely not a topic that I've really heard discussed in a long time. I mean,
No.
maybe if ever,
Good
actually. I'm trying
topic.
to think of like
Really good topic.
wherever else I've seen it, but yeah, definitely check that one out.
Okay, one more. That is not really, again, like we said, someone who does sorry, weekly, monthly videos, Mr. Nubifier. We just mentioned him a little bit. So
Mhm.
he is enlisted, and he had the big issue, as you mentioned, with YouTube. He was doing his regular stuff and trying to upload, but it was blacklisted and no one could see it and all that. He tried contacting YouTube. Yeah, he has a monetized channel with like flawless record and everything, and because of where he is right now, which is, I don't know exactly, but somewhere in the Middle East,
I guess Kuwait.
maybe Kuwait, yeah. YouTube just decided to shadow his channel completely, and two-factor, nothing helped. Contacting them, nothing helped.
Yeah.
And he actually was like, "Well, you guys helped," and then he, instead of YouTube, he said something else, like whoever helped him. It was kind of
Oh,
funny and witty.
I still haven't watched
You have
that.
to watch it, yeah.
No excuse, right? It's like 2 minutes long. Like, why haven't
Yeah,
I? But
exactly. So
the problem is that I've been in the office for the last couple days and I can't listen to stuff when I'm in the office.
yeah, 2 minutes again.
Yeah.
In an
Yeah.
elevator.
Okay. No excuse. I could have done that on a break.
So this is, I don't know if you have ever had the chance to have a like direct contact with Nubifier. I never spoke to him
I
personally.
talked to him about joysticks once.
Cool. So
Yeah.
I don't know the guy, but I value what he does. I think it's very important. It was kind of funny because in that same episode, you're gonna laugh about it so much. Because if you remember the latest, what was it? Star Citizen Live. Jared says, if you did not, if this is your first ever Star Citizen Live, you've probably been watching these 2-minute long videos.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Nubifier says, well, if you never watched STL, that's probably because you're watching these 2-minute long videos. And then he puts a clip of Jared actually saying that, which was a super cool jab. And then just he continues normally. He never attacks anyone. He's just like, he just very, very purposeful videos, like spot on. But yeah, I would really. So I don't know the guy personally, but what happened to him is very unfortunate, and the YouTube logarithm will screw him up even more because now his channel did not have any likes, clicks, nothing. So if you guys are listening to us, please, this is just helping a person who got screwed up by the system, unfortunately. So if you can, click on his channel and like the latest video or two. These are 2-minute long videos, and it's kind of funny. Like for these 2-minute long videos, he needs hours to go through, make a script, make sure what's important and all that. So
but they're super beneficial too. Like if you want to be up on Star Citizen, like what's going on, and you're just following Nubifier, you'll have a pretty good idea.
Yeah.
You'll have a pretty good idea.
The way I use them, like
happening.
I watch everything, but then it's a week-long thing, and then when we get to actually do our podcast Sundays,
yeah,
I
just brush up with some Nubifier videos.
Yes, it's like a cheat sheet for every content creator.
Yeah.
It's so good. But yeah, please guys, if you can, just throw a subscribe and like a couple of the videos so that we can help him get back on track. Because I mean, look at what this guy's doing, dude. Like he's away working, and he still makes the video to deliver. I really admire that. Big kudos to Nubifier. And that's it, dude. That's our first episode of Stanton Gossip.
Yay!
Let's see how it goes. Tell us how you feel about it, guys. Maso, I'm gonna let you.
Maybe our next podcast will be shorter than 4 hours.
Yeah, maybe 3 hours 45 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you close this. Where we go?
We didn't really plan any of this, so I didn't really think of anything.
Don't worry, no one is listening.
Again, there's nobody here.
This far.
Yeah. If you liked what you heard, throw us a like and a subscribe. We do a live showing of our podcast on Sunday, starting around 11 a.m. PST.
7 p.m. Central European.
Yeah, and usually about an hour or so before that, we'll go live and just kind of like have pre-show and interact with chat and stuff like that. So come hang out. And then usually our videos of it, if you can't make the live show, is up on YouTube on Mondays. And like we've said at the beginning, we always talk way too much, so our shows have gone a little long. But so we're trying to do these on Wednesdays, but also it's just that more of the content, has kind of come out, and we've had a chance to kind of absorb it and talk about it a little bit more when it's fresh, instead of waiting until Sunday to talk about the previous week.
It's so sad when you're like that's how we forgot about Fortnightly Frontier with Xylem.
Yeah,
that's
totally.
why it is. Like it's a week back. We make notes, but somehow I guess both of us would never think that we would forget a podcast with a developer.
Totally.
Like Yeah.
But yeah, anyways, so feel free to check us out for our main show and stop by live if you want to. And if you like this kind of stuff, this should be probably every Wednesday or Thursday. We're just going to kind of, again, just talk about kind of what content we've consumed. So yeah, yeah, have a good one. We are done.
Take
Bye.
care. Bye.